Hi, I'm Nancy. Welcome to my channel, Running with Scissors, and another edition of Friday Sews. Don't go away. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about the dress I made last week, the dress I have on, and a few other odds and ends, or bits and bobs as they say in the UK. I just love that term, bits and bobs. Anyway, the dress I made last week that I showed you from the Butterick 6674. I got such wonderful comments on that dress. The one I had to kind of pull it over a little bit to make the bodice fit. I've got so many good ideas, so many comments, and I have to tell you something about this community. Everybody is so nice, and nobody says anything mean. Everybody wants to help. And that's what I love about the sewing community. We're all there for each other. So let me just show you the dress real quick. It just went over just a little bit because the bodice was a little bit big. But you know what? It looks good. I'll pop up another picture so you can get another look at what it looks like on me. I wore it to church, and how many people told me, your buttons look off center? Nobody. Nobody. Nobody notices that kind of thing. Just us. We're the ones that notice that kind of thing. Actually, after church, my husband and I went to a restaurant, and the lady that checked us in said, "Oh, I love your dress." A stranger told me she loved my dress, so it made me feel pretty good about it. And of course, I told her I made it. So anyway, I'm really pleased with this, and thank you so much if you commented. Your kind comments mean so much to me, and a lot of you gave me either some advice on what to do for next time, and I really, really appreciate that. Let me go hang it up. Okay, before we talk about this dress, I had shown you this tape measure I got from the Cracker Barrel. It's a little crab. Well, I was there a few days ago, and I found another one. Look at that. It's a little toadstool with a little ladybug on it, and you pull the ladybug out. Whoops, it got twisted. Let's untwist it, and there we go. Isn't that cute? So, probably won't use them as a ruler. I just think they're cute. So, who knows if they keep coming up with these at the Cracker Barrel, I might be doing a collection of tape measures. Who knows? Okay. All right. Also, before I talk about the dress, I did go to Joann's. I don't have a huge sale, but I did buy a couple pieces of fabric. The one fabric that I bought was this batik. It's just under 2 yards of batik. And I think the total price was, I think, $5.55 for it. But isn't that beautiful? I love batik. I actually have a dress and a skirt and a top that I bought in St. Kitts, where these women there actually hand dyed it. And according to the bolt this was on, because I bought what was on the bolt, it says on it, hand dyed. So I do love some batik. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I love the color. And I know batik just has kind of a watercolor effect to you, because in a way it is kind of watercolor. And then the other thing I bought was the silky fabric, and it cost me about $15. And it was about 2 yards. And I think that would make a really nice blouse. I don't know if there's enough to make a dress. We'll see how that goes. If not, it'd make a skirt, a really pretty blouse. And I was even thinking of the Rhapsody blouse. That would make a really pretty Rhapsody blouse. So those are two things I bought. They still don't have a huge sale. I might go back when it's getting closer to the time that it's going to close up for good, and see what else they have. Now, this dress. The fabric I used came from, and here's all, I don't have very much left, just a little dab left. Came from that fabric sale I went to on that Saturday morning. I bought those 17 pieces of fabric, and I wanted to make something simple. You know, no buttons, no zippers. And so what I made was the pansy dress, and that's the line drawings. It's just a really simple dress. Now, I did not do the pockets. I decided to leave the pockets off. And it's from Janelle Rosary Apparel. It's one of her patterns. And it's just a simple dress. I said it's just little puff sleeves. It's a gathered waist. And I did 4 different things to the dress. 3 were intentional. 1 was totally not intentional. The first thing I did, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget, the neckline. For some reason, her neckline seemed to be up a little higher, and I lowered the neckline by 1 inch. And I think I could have lowered it 2 inches. But I had made another one of these dresses, and the neckline just seems to come up too far. And I had made a dress I wore last year, and I actually redid the neckline after it was made. And it had facings in it, but I managed to cut it down and do some bias, made my own bias binding to match the dress. So this time I went ahead and I just went ahead and lowered it 1 inch. And now I mentioned the facings. The dress does call for facings. That's the second thing I did not do. I decided not to do facings. I decided to do bias binding, and I just did white bias binding. And it has a keyhole, and I just used the bias binding. I have no idea what the tie looks like. I had my husband tie it for me. I can't tie behind my back. Now, so the next thing I did that is not in it is a tie. I put a tie on it. And you notice when I see the tie back here, I just made a little skinny tie and attached it to the waist. But what I like about it is you could tie it in the back like he did, or I could bring it around and tie it in the front and have the bow hanging down the front. So, and I've got one of those turners, you know, for the ties. Oh my gosh. Before I bought that thing, I'd sit for hours trying to pull it through. I don't think it even takes 30 seconds to pull it through that turner. Love it. I mean, it was whoever invented it was a genius. So I did that. So the 3 things I did on purpose: lower the neckline, did not do facings, did bias binding, I made the tie. But one thing I didn't do, and it was purely an accident, this dress is supposed to have bust darts and darts here. Let me show you the other dress and I'll show you what I mean. If you look at it, do you see there's actually little bust darts, and then there's darts that come up here? See that? I was in a hurry to make this dress, and as I said, I was in a hurry to make this dress, and I totally forgot to put in the darts. But look at it. I don't think it needs them. I don't think it needs bust darts. I don't think it needs darts here. What do you think? So I call this a happy accident. Didn't plan it that way to leave the darts out. I don't think it needs them. I really don't. So, as I said, as Bob Ross would say, you know, the painter Bob Ross, a little happy accident. So I'm not unhappy with this at all. And I will put pictures up and show you the full dress. It's just below my knees. Such a simple dress. It's just a little cotton dress. Got your little puff sleeves, you know, a little tie in the back. And it's really a very comfortable dress. And like I said, I got this fabric. They were selling all the fabric for $3 a yard. So I didn't know what to make with it. And I got to thinking, I really like it. It's really pretty. And I think I can make that simple pansy dress by Rosary Apparel. Okay, so that's what I made. A few things I need to work on. My Make 9. I've made 3 of my Make 9s right now. I made the sweatshirt. I made the Rhapsody top. That would make it this fabric here would make a really pretty Rhapsody top, don't you think? And I made the zipper fly. I plan on doing it in pants, but remember I made it in that corduroy skirt. So that's 3 things I have down. So I need to look at my Make 9 and pick one of those. So that's going to be done. I will do my Fabric Wheel of Fate probably in the midsummer. Thinking of maybe doing it midsummer. Pull out some more fabric and doing that again. Also, I think it's the first week of June. I'd have to look at my schedule. But I have a sewing retreat. I'm a member of the American Sewing Guild. We have monthly meetings, about 20-25 minutes from my house. These meetings are great. There are usually 25 to 30 women there, and there's all kinds of sewists. You got your crafters and your quilters and your garment makers, anything to do with sewing, and it's really cool. They always have a table that you can bring books and fabric and patterns, anything that you don't want anymore. You can take it I got some fabric from there before. I took some scraps of fabric that I wasn't using, and it all went away. Someone wanted it. But what I decided to do with this retreat, I want to get started on my Dress-A-Girl dresses. So I thought what I would do, I'll go through my fabric stash and find any of my fabric that would be good for making Dress-A-Girl dresses. Go to Hobby Lobby at their 40% off and buy some more of their good cotton fabric. And I thought what I would do is I would just have them all cut up, have them, all the pieces cut up and ready to go. And then I would just take my sewing machine and my serger and all the equipment that I needed to the sewing retreat, and I could probably knock out several Dress-A-Girl dresses during that sewing retreat. And I thought that'd be a good idea for me to do that. So that's what I plan on doing, and I'll fill you in on that when I do it. So I think that's about all I've got planned. So, but oh yes, I do love this dress. It's such a simple dress. Also, if you get on the Rosary Apparel website, and I'll put a link to it in the bottom, and search for free dress, she does have a free pattern. This is the pansy pattern, but her free pattern, I think, has a zipper in the back, but it's a really similar dress. As I mentioned, for some reason, her dresses seem to be high. Her necklines seem to be high. All you have to do is just, pull it down a little bit as much as you want. And but it is a free pattern. You do, of course, have to print it up and tape it and all. This pattern I actually bought from her. It was actually a paper pattern I bought from her. She lives in Australia, Tasmania, actually. And the fabric came from her as well. So it's a great pattern for something really simple to throw together. And the pansy I like simply because I don't have to worry about buttons or zippers. And if you don't want to do the facings, do the bias binding. Add a tie if you want to. You just make it your own. So I really, really like this dress. So anyway, that's what I've done this week. One thing I want to tell you about, my 10-year-old granddaughter is in ballet. And she received her ballet costume. And her mother, my daughter, took her to get her pictures taken. They have the formal pictures taken. And it was kind of crowded in there. So they thought, well, she'll just wait till she gets home to change out of it. And as she was coming out, she brushed past the car. Normally, brushing past a car's fender would be no big deal, but this car had been in an accident and it was all jaggedy, and she ripped 2 layers of her tulle. So I now have it, and I'm going to do my best to fix it. I do plan on possibly doing a video showing how I fix it. If it turns out okay, I'll show you how I did it. If it doesn't, well, but yes, I would like to do a video and show you how I fix the ripped tulle of her dress. But yeah, she's funny. She said, oh, we can fix it. She's a laid back girl. Her sister was horrified. But anyway, I have her outfit here, and I do plan on working on it. And I'm going to go ahead and take pictures and videos along the way. And hopefully if I can fix it to looking good, I will share that with you. So that's about all I can think of to tell you. If you haven't subscribed, I would be thrilled if you would. And give me a little thumbs up and ring the notification bell. Okay, that's all I have for you today. You take care, God bless, and I'll see you next time I upload a video. Goodbye.